Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 199. The album that we'll be reviewing today is Boogie Productions with their second album titled By All Means Necessary, released in 1988. By now, you guys should know who they are. Consists of which consists of three members. Originally, KRS-One, the late great DJ Scott LaRock, and D Nice. And shout out to everybody that showed me mad love on that review. Much appreciated. I just felt like that was an album that I needed to cover because that's not an album that I see a lot of people cover. So I felt like, let me cover it. And then, people were saying the same thing. Like, you don't really see too many people cover that album. So I feel like it was the honor of me to do that, So I really appreciate the love. But anyways, getting back to this album. This dropped a year later after Criminal Minded was released. And you guys know at the end of the video I said that D Nice he got into some beef with some dude. I guess because the dude that he had beef with was in a relationship that D Nice was talking to. You know what I mean? They kind of like steal your girl type of nigga. You know what I mean? So I guess that's what the dude felt like, and so he said about, I'm gonna kill you, or I'm gonna fuck you up, that type of thing. So D Nice called Scott LaRock, I got some beef, I need you to help me handle it. And pretty much, they confronted each other. Pretty much Scott LaRock, being the guy who he is, he broke up the fight. They actually squashed the beef, but then some idiot, from the project window or wherever they shot it from, was shooting at the crowd. And they end up hitting Scott LaRock behind his ear, and just what killed him instantly, which is unfortunate, you know what I mean? But that didn't really stop KRS-One for putting out the music that he's been putting out years later, which I'm happy about. Like I said, dropped this album in '88. The singles off this album, My Philosophy. I want to say, Stop the Violence was another single as well. I believe it was. Still number one. The Jimmy song. But I want to say that My Philosophy was like the biggest single of the album. All right. You know how I get down. I'll show you what the album looks like. Pretty dope. You see Malcolm X doing like a rendition of Malcolm X when he was he's like when the Nation of Islam was trying to kill him and shit like that, trying to bomb his crib and things of that nature. By any means necessary, which everybody knows that Malcolm X said that. Alright, show you what the CD looks like. Alright, pretty cool. Nothing too spectacular, it's just a very plain CD, you know what I mean? So nothing to it, no artwork or anything like that. So, but that's not what's important. It's all about the content, the music at the end of the day. So, like I said, and then you see like the rest of Boogie Down Productions. I think this is D Nice right here. This is DJ Red Alert over here. You know what I mean? I don't know the rest of the people. Alright. And then you got a little kid in the middle. I'm not sure who that is, whose son that is. Not sure that's KRS-One or D Nice's son. Not sure. If anybody knows, let me know. Again, see the same little kid here, and it's just KRS-One doing like a little quote here. I thought that was pretty cool. The track listing. Production's done by KRS-One himself. Alright. You know how I get down, I'm gonna go do some of the tracks. Track 1, My Philosophy, first single of the album. What I got from this song is pretty much how the industry is shady. They don't give a fuck about content. They don't give a fuck about they don't care about positivity. They just care what sells. And how the industry is fake and they don't care about content. Just sort of about whack rappers being relevant in the game, things of that nature. That's what I got from that joint right there. Love the line when he says, it's not about a salary, it's all about reality, which NWA actually sampled for the song Gangsta for the hook and shit like that. And that's so fucking true because, with this hip hop shit, the money will come, but it's all about the content that you put out, and that's pretty much what he's talking about with that song "My Philosophy." So I thought it was pretty cool. Um, Track two, "You're Slipping," just him taking shots at Mr. Magic. You guys know, the radio DJ, that co-sign MC Shan, the Juice Crew, and that kind of thing, and Marley Marl as well. Took shots at him, things like that. It uses the same drum sample as Poetry, that was released on the first album, Criminal Minded, and the sample that was used was I wrote it right here. It says "Smoke on the Water" by Deep Purple. So it uses that sample, but the drums, like I said, is from Poetry. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Track three, "Stop the Violence," self-explanatory, just pretty much saying like, we gotta stop the violence within our own community, and what he means by that is the black community. He also says about how the government, their treatment, like particularly police officers, police brutality when it comes to black people and things like that. Stop and frisk and all that nonsense, and things of that nature. Yeah, that's what I got from the song "Stop the Violence." Track four, "Illegal Business," one of my favorite tracks off the album. Probably is my favorite song off the album. Well, it's definitely one of them. It's just him talking about how drugs pretty much run this country, run the economy. You know what I mean? He's just pretty much saying like how, we need both the negative and the positive. And without drugs, I don't think this economy would be as successful. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I feel like America is built on drugs, sex, and violence, and that's just what this country is. A lot of people consider America or the United States to be the Sodom and Gomorrah of the world, and I can see why. You know what I mean? For example, like right now we have a big heroin epidemic, and I myself work in drug rehab. I can't speak on which one because of HIPAA. But there's an epidemic with heroin. Heroin is in a big time, all time high with heroin. You know what I mean? Only because of the fact that they stopped doing the pills and stuff like that, the oxycodone and all that stuff. They stopped they closed down all the pill mills and arrested like mad doctors, giving them like football numbers and shit like that. And he talks about that. And one of the lines of what I love, where it says, what he says, "In society you have illegal and legal. We need both to make things equal. So legal is tobacco, illegal is speed. Legal is aspirin, illegal is weed. Crack is illegal because they cannot stop you, but cocaine is legal if it's owned by a doctor." And that's so true, because cocaine at the time was considered a rich man's drug. You know what I mean? Crack was more the cheap version of it. Was like it was in a rock form that only like the poor people was doing and shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, very 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 dope song. Love the use of it's a Fat Albert sample. Really love that shit. That shit was phenomenal. Like I said, definitely one of the best songs of the album. And like I said, we have a drug epidemic that's going on right now, and it's just sad. And then you have all these rehabs that's housing all these addicts in, and they go by either their self-pay or their health insurance, and that's how they make money, and things of that nature. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Track 5, "Nervous," it's an okay track. It didn't really do much for me. It's just him talking over a beat. It just from what I can listen, because I had to read the lyrics and shit, and then pretty much what it seemed like what he's saying is like he's giving a shout out to his engineer, just him, just giving you guys a studio tour of the studio and things like that. But I didn't get anything out of it. I thought it was okay. I think it would have been better if he rapped over it, because the beat is decent. It's a decent beat, but again, he was just talking. He didn't really rap, so I could have done without that joint. But if he rapped, I think it would have been fared better. That's just my personal opinion. Track 6, I'm Still Number One. Love that joint. Self-explanatory. It's a braggadocio track. Another one of my favorite tracks off the album. One of my favorite lines is when he says, I'm not a beginner. I'm not a beginner, amateur, or local. My album is sung because of my vocals. Love that joint. Another one is when he says, KRS One is something like a total renegade, except I don't steal, I rhyme to get paid. Very fucking dope. I really enjoyed that. That was dope. Dope beat. Mad people use that sample, that same beat. I think Cypress Hill used that back in the mid '90s, mid to late '90s. I want to say like around the 4 album, which I had to do a review on some Cypress Hill albums, so definitely stay tuned for that. Who knows when I'll do that, but I'll do that eventually. So definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's Still Number One. Definitely one of my favorite songs of the album. Track 7, Part Time Suckers. It's a braggadocio track. It's his rendition of Stevie Wonder's Part Time Lover. Kind of like how Tupac did on Tupac Was Now with Part Time Mother, except he didn't sample the song. He just the chorus of Part Time Lover, he used his own flip of the hook of that song, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I thought that was pretty dope. That could have been a single, honestly, but I could imagine, with copyright, especially around that time, even though they weren't as strict, because he got like I said in the Criminal Minded, they weren't really clearing samples like that, like in the '80s. So none of them were, because it wasn't until like '91 when Biz Markie got hit with the All Alone song from his I Need a Haircut album. This is another person I gotta do a review on, so definitely stay tuned for that. But anyways, getting back to Part Time Suckers, very dope song, really enjoyed that. Track 8, Jimmy, love this song, one of my favorite songs of the album as well. It's just him promoting safe sex, you know what I mean? Jimmy, talking about the dick, penis, the genitalia, whatever you want to call it. The chorus goes of the J, the I, the M, the M, the Y, the J, the I, the M is Jimmy. Diddy fucking bit that and did that for his song Diddy off the that Saga Continues nonsense that he put out in '01. Yeah, he copied it. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, didn't KRS One did that? So yeah, so that's where Diddy got that from. So he got it from this song. But everybody, bites and stuff like that. So it's just it is what it is. This is a part of the game. So that's Jimmy, very dope. Like I said, promote safe sex. That's what I got from that. Track 9, Teacher, very, very dope song. It's a braggadocio track. Really enjoyed that. And that's another thing too with this album. This is when he started using the word the teacher. I'm the teacher. And a little bit something different about this album, which I'll get into after I talk about this song and the next song. With Teacher, like I said, braggadocio track. Nothing much to talk about. Track 10, Necessary. It's just a spoken word type track that he did over like a dark synth beat, that kind of thing, over a dark synth, sequence and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it, guys. Overall, dope album, dope follow up of this of Criminal Minded, in my opinion. Very, very good album. I really enjoyed it. The one difference with this album is that he kind of strayed away from the street shit compared to Criminal Minded. He started going more positive, especially ever since Scott LaRock got killed. It kind of influenced him to start doing like more positive tracks, you know what I mean? Because who knows, what kind of career that KRS One would have had. If Scott LaRock was still alive, would he still be the teacher? Would he still be doing the positive shit? Who knows? We never know. Yeah, very dope follow-up. I enjoyed this album. Love the cover, very iconic, like I said. Just him paying homage to Malcolm X. I feel like the whole album was a homage to Malcolm X, in my opinion, because of what Malcolm X stood for back in the day, and just what the whole album stood for. You know what I mean? Just him just just being more conscious and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that review. Definitely stay tuned for more. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys. Peace.